You guys for tapping in, like I said, to another episode of Crypto Cliff Notes. If you guys do not, or if you're not in our Telegram chat, I'll go ahead and drop that in the chat for you guys real quick. There's my Telegram. Feel free to join that. That's for Crypto Cliff Notes. That is our channel, myself and Pat. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Jonas Simon. I've been, in the crypto world for a good year and a half now. Pat here with us. He's actually been here, I'd say about since 2017. He's been in the crypto 4 years.
Yeah.
He's going strong. He's definitely seen the ins and outs. He's been through a bull market. He's been through a bear market, and he knows what it really takes to be a successful investor in the crypto world. I'm not gonna, give you guys income claims because you guys don't need to know how much he's made, but he's made a good amount of money in the crypto world. He's been doing this. He's really been coaching me and mentoring me what to really look for in the crypto world, what to understand. And, what's really cool about is having that individual where, he's looking at different coins and he's looking at different cryptos while I'm looking at different cryptos. And we're kind of like comparing and like seeing what's worth our best investments at the end of the day. So, having those people that are really into crypto guys and you guys, wanting to come into the crypto world or being in the crypto world and wanting to learn more, it means a lot, especially because right now everything is moving towards crypto. Everything is moving towards crypto. You look at every country that's adopting crypto. You look at any companies like J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, places in the U.S., places outside the U.S. are now adopting Bitcoin. For example, what was the country? It was El Salvador, right? El Salvador.
Yes, El
They
Salvador.
they just made Bitcoin a form of payment over there and a way
Right.
of income in their books, right? In the government books over there, and it's becoming much bigger. If it's getting bigger over there, I can only imagine what it's going to be really doing over here in the United States. So with that understanding, guys, I want you guys to, if you guys hear some information, please take some notes. You guys hear some new information, take notes, write the coins down that we're going to be talking about, write down the information that we're going to be talking about. And yeah, but other than that, guys, I'm actually going to pass it over to my cousin, Pat. Like I said, he's been a very blessing in this crypto world just because of the experience he has, just with the information that he knows. I know he can give you guys a lot of great information. Like I said, please take notes and let's get it.
What's up, guys? Pat Kremen here. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We're still trying to figure this out. We're trying to figure out how to like work this live with both of us on different locations, YouTube and everything. So we're definitely dealing with a little bit of lag, and we apologize for that, but we will get that fixed. So today, that's actually what we're going to do is we're going to go a little bit over the market to start off. I'll probably actually kick it back to Jonah on that. But as you know, you look at the charts, especially we always check on either CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. Um, but basically, the charts are pretty much red. On Fridays, they're almost always red. Unless we are in a crazy bull run, they're usually red on Fridays. That being said, if you look at the market, like the past, I think we've been now, 4 weeks in a row, we've been saying this. So this is hopefully when you guys are acquiring some more assets, doing your homework, researching some of these things. We're going to throw out a couple of new assets for you to look at today. Found some cool stuff. There's a lot of new information going on. There's actually some big players that are finally admitting that Bitcoin's going to make it. So once this bull run starts, it's gonna take off. I mean, technical guys, from what I've been hearing, and they're saying it could be another month, up to 3 months. According to like the charts, I know last time we had the real big run in 17, it did happen more towards the winter time. So I mean, just look at this as opportunity time for opportunity to stack your pile. And there's going to be plenty of stuff coming out right now. A lot of these new networks are actually like I'm going to go over some today, like with Cardano that we've been talking about. Like we've got some good word on that. So there's a lot of good stuff going on. You will also, I'm going to go over I read a good article I'm gonna pull up on basically like I don't know if you guys heard this. So we just got the pipeline when that got it got hacked into on the East Coast. So there was like, they were worried about having a fuel shortage and all that kind of stuff. So the way that worked out was the reason that they released it was they paid the ransom for that. And they asked for it in Bitcoin. Um, and that's common nowadays. Anybody that's doing this kind of stuff, they're going to ask. They're not going to a bank or asking for cash anymore. They're going to ask for what they think is not traceable. But the thing is, with Bitcoin, I mean, everything with this technology is it's open. That's what it is. It's on a ledger. It's that way you can't really cheat. You can't hide stuff. Um, that being said, so like the United States was actually allowed. They were able to get the money back. So our they got the money back from the hackers, which was shocking because usually you would think like with these wallets and all, it would tell you like as long as you keep your seed, which is called, your main, not your password, what's called the seed when you're setting up your wallets, shouldn't be able to really be hacked or anything. And come to find out that wasn't the case. So what happened was supposedly they were renting a cloud server. I'm not all into the computers and stuff like that, so I don't know how this all works. But since they were renting space and it was from a United States company, they ended up being able to subpoena it. Somehow, I guess they got the keys from that company and they were able to get the money back. But the reason I'm bringing that up is also I read an article about keeping your cryptos, your assets, all this stuff very safe, and I'll share that with you guys a little bit later into this. Um, but let me kick this back to Jonah for a minute just to go over. Like I said, you want to go over just the beginning how this chart's moving sideways. Um, and then we can actually touch base on like the token we were talking about a little bit earlier, because that is one that, while everything else seems to be going down, is moving pretty positive. It's moving up. I think it has like a 20% gain this week. If you want to take over and I guess share your screen over to, he's going to be using Coin Market Cap for this. Use Coin Market Cap or CoinGecko because we're gonna go. The coins we're gonna go over today will be top 50. So they'll be the same pretty much on both sites. But I'll kick it over to him now.
Bet. Yeah, so I can go ahead and share my screen real quick. So what we're gonna do is just kind of go into Coin Market Cap real quick and kind of explain, just showing you guys real quick, um, kind of where like the market cap is. Right now it's kind of sitting. If you look up top where we do all our research, where we kind of look into our cryptos and understanding why the market's moving the way it is, we look on either CoinGecko or Coin Market Cap. I personally use Coin Market Cap more. And usually at the top it'll show you the market cap, how much there is. Right now it's sitting at about 1.5 trillion. um just a couple years ago, I mean, this was, billions. Now it's trillions, so it's getting bigger as we speak. I think before that big push down, it was sitting at about, I think it was sitting at almost about 2.5, 2.5 or so. It was sitting around like 2.5, 2.6 trillion. And then it made that nice little run down. Just with that understanding why it fell down. There was a lot of rumors, right? There's a lot of rumors about Bitcoin not being accepted with Tesla and China banning Bitcoin and all this stuff, which, I want you guys to really understand real quick, which I kind of talked in the last video on Crypto Cliffnotes channel. You got to understand there's something called FUD, right? And what FUD is, it's fear, uncertainty, and doubt, right? And what these big players are trying to do is they're trying to distill or instill this FUD into you so you stay away from the market so they get better positions, right? They don't want you in this market, right? They don't want you to create financial freedom. They don't want you to have the life that the rich do, right? We already know that as investors. We already know that as entrepreneurs, right? So with that understanding, right, long term, we got to think long term. We can't think a week. We can't think a month. We can't think just 1 year, right? We got to think, think about Pat. right? When Bitcoin, he was looking at Bitcoin at one point at $800, right? He didn't get in, right? He didn't get in. And then he sold it at $3,000 again, but he ended up understanding how the market moved and he started investing at that average price. Now look at it. It cracked up at 62,000 and it's sitting at 33,000 or 34,000, or right now it's actually sitting at 37, right? So with that understanding, guys, I want you guys to understand long term Bitcoin is going to keep moving up. Same thing with Ethereum. Same thing with all of these different cryptocurrencies that you guys hear, right? And just, pump it into, let's just go to the charts real quick if it'll load, right? I'll go ahead and click on Bitcoin, right? Right now, like you said, it's moving sideways, right? Bitcoin is moving sideways as we speak, right? It's moving sideways, right? I'll go ahead to our daily time frame just so you guys can see a bigger overall, right? When in doubt, zoom out, right? I heard that the other day and I was like, oh, I like that, right? When in doubt, zoom out, right? So if we go down into our daily time frames, right, and we look, right? Everyone thinks right now we're in a bear market, right? Everyone right now thinks we're in the bear market. The retail traders think we're in the bear market. They're selling their Bitcoin, right? They're selling their Bitcoin. Whereas real investors, big players, if you look and you actually look into the facts and not the rumors, right? You'll see that these bigger players, these bigger institutions, these bigger banks and different players that have billions of dollars, millions and billions and trillions of dollars, they're taking that money and they're buying Bitcoin. They're buying at these lower prices, right? They say buy the dip, right? Buy the dip. But you kind of got to understand how the market moves as well. I actually made a video about cycles in the last video, so definitely go check that out if you haven't. I'm not going to really go into that too much, but markets move, right? Markets go up and down, right? Now with either a big move up or a big move down, right? It kind of needs a rest, right? Think about it like a race, right? If you go run a marathon, right? You run a 5 mile marathon, you're not going to go and run another race, right? You're going to relax. You're going to let your body heal, right? Same thing with the charts, family, right? When any time it takes a big hit, it ever goes down really, really big or goes up really far, right? It's gonna move sideways, right? Just like Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin before. From the beginning of this year, it made that move up all the way from what was it? Around 29, 30,000, all the way up to 63,000. And then it kind of played in a range between 60,000 or yeah, sorry, 50,000 and like 45,000, right? So it kind of played in like a range, right? And then it made its move down, right? That's what it's kind of doing right now, right? Sitting at a major support level. Um, I think, I mean, even if we zoom it out even more, like we go down to like a monthly time frame, you guys can pretty much see why, what it did last time, right? Went up from, 6 to 700 to all the way up to almost 20,000, right? And then it made its move back down to 3,000. Made a pump up to like 12,000. Made another move down to like 4,000. And then it made its huge move up to 62,000, right? So I want you guys to understand where we are right now is a perfect time to start investing, right? If you're on this call, it's a perfect time to start stacking your assets. You don't have to buy $37,000 worth of Bitcoin. Buy $50 every week. Buy $100 every week. Right? Same thing with Ethereum. Right? Same thing with Ethereum. Right? Did the exact same thing kind of Bitcoin did. Right? Came all the way up 2017, all the way from like 100 to like 13, 1400, then made its way back down, made a fall all the way back down to almost like 100, right? And then shot all the way up to its highest peak, which was around like 42, 4300, right? So I want you guys to understand it. You have to be willing to go through these bear markets, right? And during these bear markets, are you going to sell your assets, or are you going to be an investor with a long-term mindset and invest even more? Right? So that's what I kind of wanted to, go into. That's all I really had for that specific I guess you could say term right there, understanding these markets and understanding like yes, it's moving sideways, but it needs to move sideways for a healthy market, right? Healthy bull market, you're not just gonna have it go straight up. Prices never just go straight up. They have to come back down. They have to retrace to continue up. What goes up must come down, right? Have you guys ever heard that term? What goes up must come down, right? So it came down. What are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna let it sit there? Oh, Bitcoin's too high to buy. Are you gonna wait and let just pray that it goes down to 20,000, 19,000? Like me personally, I don't see it going all the way down there. But if it does, I'm just gonna buy more, right? I'm willing to hold my assets to for 3, 4, 5 years, right? I'm not touching that money, right? Now, if you're stressed, you're in fear, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm losing money. I was just up 20 to 100% gains on my cryptocurrency portfolio. Now I'm down 30, 40%. Then you got to really realize, okay, if you're scared, there's one of two things, right? It's either you're over leveraged in crypto or you're valuing your money too much, right? If you're chasing money, it's gonna run away from you, right? So, just understanding those terms, guys. I want you guys to kind of think long term. When we're going into these cryptos, we're not going for a flip, right? We're not going for a flip. We're going for long-term investments because Pat, for example, from 2017 to now, this man is up crazy amounts, right? Crazy amounts. When he showed me his portfolio, I was like, what? I was like, hold up. You did what? You bought Chainlink at what? You bought Bitcoin at what? You bought Ethereum at what? Right? So really understand, guys, right now is the perfect time, especially while these big players are adopting everything, especially when it's, becoming much bigger than any other year that it's been around. It's becoming much bigger. But Pat, I'm gonna pass it back off to you, and you can take it from here and explain to him what you want to go over next.
The touch base, like you just said, even like that last example with Ethereum, because that was one I can actually like. That's one I played. So in 2017, when Ethereum started climbing, I was purchasing at like a cost average of almost say like $300. Um, and then it made a run all the way up to 1,200. And right there, I thought I was sitting really good. Well, then stopped all the way down to $100. And now some of my buddies that were in with me, they right away were ready. They pulled their money out. They were isn't going to work, that kind of stuff. Others held strong. Then once it dropped down and I saw that $100 thing, once I was like I believe in this. I believe this is the future. I was like, I was grabbing these at 300 when I didn't even know it could go to 1,200. Definitely gonna grab these at 100. So I grabbed a whole nother stack of them. And then next thing you know, I mean, even right now, it's low from where it just was, and it's still sitting at now $2,500. So I mean, that's like pretty good score. And I mean, that's still not the top of this wave. It's still going to be climbing. I mean, Ethereum is one of the biggest projects. It is the biggest project right now. That being said, me and him are not financial advisors. I am just letting you know my experience, and this is like how I'm acquiring my tokens and like method I'm using. So I'm using this exact same thing. If you can look on the so look, what I want to get into actually here. Let's go to this. Let's go to one of these tokens. What number was Chili on? Do you remember what number that was? I got it. I got it. I got it. So what I'm getting at is, so normally what you're going to do, like the market was just way up. Ethereum was up at 30 some hundred. It's dropping down now to like what, 24 today. I'm looking at it as a big opportunity to buy. Other thing that I look at when I'm looking at these charts. So for example, this coin, if you look at 90% of the tokens right now, they're dropping. They're all down on average. Then you see a guy like this one, he's up for the entire week. So that being said, while the market's in this kind of correction, and I see, especially in the top 100 coin, you see something like this. This is one right away that's like, because I don't have, like I said, there's so many tokens, so many good projects. It's hard to follow them all. And there's just, I mean, you don't have enough money to invest in every single project. But these are the ones that gained my interest. And it was, Jonah brought it up to me. And then I actually started looking into this today. And I mean, it's got some really cool stuff going on. If you look at this token, so basically, They're linking up with all the major sports programs. They're working with UFC, soccer, biggest sport in the world, pretty much. Manchester is one of the biggest. They're linking up with all the big names. You don't know what I'm saying. So they're working for sports and entertainment. So if you just look as it's scrolling through, these are like some of the top soccer teams in the country. They're working, like I said, they're working with the UFC now. So this is a token I'm actually gonna definitely start looking into. I probably will acquire some of these. Max supply is not all that big. So this definitely has room to grow. And I mean, just when we were like discussing it earlier on the charts, and I'm not even like a chart person. Like I said, I can read enough that this thing's already been to almost 80 cents. Right now I can pick it up at 30. I mean, that's almost a double up right there. You know, I mean, it's over a double up. So that's the kind of stuff I look at, because also if this project is still gaining when every other project's going down, and this whole market turns around, this one could really start to do. And there's a lot of projects that are going to do this. So this is like one that I want to give you guys today to check into. Let me see. I haven't even looked where this is. Let's see. Ooh, all right. So this one you will have to go. Can always go to. We've always said KuCoin. You get them on KuCoin. A lot of times, like I said, just put them in. If you're gonna keep this stuff long term, get yourself a wallet. Get yourself a ledger. We're actually gonna probably do a giveaway. We're trying to figure out some kind of giveaway to give, and I think we're going to work on actually giving away a ledger, and then we'll actually teach you guys how to set that whole thing up, tokens to it, and that kind of stuff. But this is definitely, like I said, this is going to be a project we're going to look into. This is one that I'm going to start acquiring some of these. It's already sitting at rank of 52, and like I said, since the market's down and this thing's still climbing, that's definitely a good sign. So touch base on other things where that Jonah was saying about big names getting into this. Warren Buffett has said multiple times, don't like Bitcoin. Well, he's changing his mind all of a sudden. And as you can see, what he's doing, so what he'll do is rather than, so this is another way to look at this. So like for insurance reasons, like Warren Buffett doesn't buy gold. Warren Buffett buys companies that mine gold. So what he's doing is, instead of actually purchasing the Bitcoin, he's putting money into a Bitcoin-friendly digital bank out of Brazil. So this is like his kind of way around it. The good thing is with this way, I believe he can be insured since you're investing into. I'm not familiar with stocks. From what I was understanding, like I know when you put money into a bank account, you're insured for up to like 250,000. I believe something with stocks, it's like $500,000 or something per person, or I don't know how that works. But he's investing in a company that you can see is digital friendly and is going with Bitcoin. So this is actually going to be probably big news for the community, because you got to think any older generation, they're scared of technology. Not necessarily scared. It happens so fast. It went from, I mean, my parents were watching TV on black and white. You know what I mean? Like we're streaming stuff. We're live right now. You guys are watching this. Like none of that stuff was ever available. So technology's moving fast. So the older generation that has a ton of money is scared to put it into it. But when they see somebody like Warren Buffett, they're going to feel a lot more comfortable. And it's actually really good that he's finally changed his stance on this. Another one. So Coinbase, they're working a deal now. This is only with one company, but Coinbase is striking a deal now that you can actually put part of your 401k. I think it's going to be up to 5% with this company. Yeah, you can put up to 5%. So if a ton of these companies start doing this and allowing their clients to put 5% of their portfolio from their 401ks into this kind of stuff, you'll see the market cap starting to climb. This is the kind of information that we want. It doesn't necessarily need to go super fast. For us, it's actually better that it isn't going super fast, because unless you're sitting on like tons and tons of money and you already have your total amount in the pool that you want to put in the pool. This is giving us time to like slow play that, to do some research, to hear some good news. And all of this is coming on, and this is some really good stuff that's coming out. What else? Yep.
Yeah, so just with that understanding, guys, with that understanding, this is the type of news that you really want to focus on, right? You want to focus on these types of things because long term, that's really good for cryptocurrency, right? That's really good for cryptocurrency. So with, think about, when Pat was talking about the FBI finding out, or the FBI finding out about who hacked the pipelines and who was taking all this money and such, right? There was another rumor that they were saying that was made up, that I definitely didn't believe, that FBI was going to be tapping into people's Bitcoins, while Bitcoin wallets, and taking their Bitcoin, right? You got to focus on the things that actually make sense long term, right? At the end of the day, what you focus on grows, right? So you want to focus on these things that are going to allow you to get an uphand, or get you in the trend before it's actually a trend. How successful people actually get in position to win in these types of things, right? So I just want to throw that out there real quick. Understand, right? You want to focus on these types of things because long term, like El Salvador, or Brazil, and these different countries, Australia now talking about making it one of their currencies over there, right? Understand these things are helping the crypto world long term, and that's what we really want to see. We want to see those things. Now if you see, you focus on what's his name, Elon Musk, is talking about, you're gonna see him clowning, you're gonna see him making memes of Bitcoin, talking about Doge and all this stuff and moving price like that. Honestly, I think that shit, excuse my language, that shit should be illegal. But besides the fact, focus on the things that's going to allow you to see the long-term gains in this crypto world, and that's it.
Getting back to what we're touching on, that hacking stuff like that. And this is like the article I was actually reading on. So how they got it, the FBI was able to get it back. So this was on CNBC. Actually, I can put the link right. I'll put the link in the chat. Um, this way, you guys have a breakdown of the different style. All right, so that's in there. All right, so this way you have a breakdown now of the different style wallets. Okay, so when you have wallets, you can actually exchange, you can keep money on the exchanges. You can keep money. You can have a wallet. So these are all digital wallets. You can install them. That will be on your computer. And then you can get like wallets that are more like where's mine? Like a USB drive, something like this. They make them digital now, that kind of stuff. So this will give you a breakdown on that, and it's basically letting you know, like we've been telling, like I think since our like first show, the one thing, especially when we're talking about setting up these wallets and everything, never, ever, ever give out your keys, ever, ever. I mean, you are literally giving somebody the key to your safe at that point. They can take your money instantly. So anytime you write that stuff down, you write it on paper and you put it away. Don't do it in front of cameras. Don't take pictures of it. Definitely nothing digital. You never want to store stuff on your computer. Like everything needs to be like old school with this style. So like I said, that's the key to your safe. So when these things take off, you don't want to be losing. And this is letting you know, like also every time you have your wallet, you want to make sure you use an authenticator, a two-factor authenticator. Like that is super important because they can get to your password and all that. And if they can, they still have to be able to beat out that authenticator, which is going to make it anything you can do to keep your money safer, you want to do. It's not like it's super, super tough. But this article is just a really good one. It'll go over everything with setting it up. And it lets you know the two different styles and how you can keep stuff on exchanges. And like I said, you have the computer wallets, you have cold wallets, you have hot wallets. So basically, they consider hot wallets, like I said, the computer style ones where it's like kind of online compared to your hard these style wallets where they're offline. But that's just one you guys definitely want to read about. Like as much as we say research your coins, you want to know how to protect your stuff. Technology is getting smarter and smarter and smarter. They're saying like there's this quantum processor that's coming out that's like They said down the road could possibly figure out it could process fast enough to do these seeds. They're saying that's like years away right now. So they're even working on another way around that. But security, people are going to try to hack. I mean, this stuff's young and people are hacking. When there's ransom stuff like that, so protect your stuff. Definitely check into wallets. Like I said, we will go into another. We're gonna do a giveaway with this. We haven't just figured out the details with it. And we'll hook somebody up with one of those. And then in the meantime, also, like I said, we'll show you guys how to keep your stuff safe with that. That's it on the wallet part. Let me go back to now. So Cardano, we've been talking about. That's like one of our top coins we always follow. Code on that's ADA. So Cardano, like we said, it just did its upgrade, and now it's running its network. So this is the first one. So like this was like big news for this week. That was May. But they ended up running basically the first test network. Everything runs successful with this. So now what they're going to do is they're going to start adding all these projects to this. So Cardano, you want to steadily follow. So like on here, this stuff you always, this is one, this will probably, I would have, if everything goes right, this should be my biggest investment. This is one I've been stacking since they were like, my cost average on these right now are 10 cents. And it's sitting good and it's down. This is one that they're talking could make a run with Ethereum. And there is a ton of projects, and there's a lot of what's called bridges, what is going to allow like a project that is stuck on one blockchain to now come over to another. So basically all these projects that are sitting on Ethereum, if Cardano runs the way it is supposed to, they will be able to jump over and work with Cardano also. So that kind of stuff is one you want to follow. That this is like I said, this is my biggest holdings. I think it will be, at least in the long run. Right now, I'd say my Ethereum is, or I know it is, but I have a feeling in the next 5 years, Cardano will pass that, or at least I'm hoping that for my sake. And that is the project we will always stay on. We will give you updates on that as soon as we hear them every single week, because it's coming out that often right now. They are in like the next 2 months should be nothing but positive news for them. And as long as we keep hearing on every time something comes on this network and they're testing it, it's positive, more projects are going to start developing, heading towards their way. One other project I wanted to throw out there, Solana. This project, so this one is like, they're already getting also a lot. This blockchain technology is, as you can see, it's like blazing speeds, low fees. So this is a project that has been already. This is the other one I would say for today that I'll kick out there to keep your eyes on. So the chills is a big one. We're always going to hit the Cardano. And then, like I said, Solana, that's another one you guys might want to look into. This is one that I slowly been acquiring. It's sitting at what, like $36. It's been upwards of what, 50 something, 55. I didn't grab it back then by mistake. But I do have some, probably I'd say like around the 20. But this is a project that can still get really big. And it's another one when you're checking out the news, like this is the stuff you want to look into. It's all positive. And when you keep hearing the positive stuff, especially like this is how I check the news. Like he was saying, don't worry about what you hear these people on the computer saying. And so in regards to like Elon Musk and all that, they're going to do whatever they can to make that price right for them. They're not worrying about us. They don't want us getting them at that cheap price when they can get them at that cheap price. The problem is once they get them at that cheap price, they obtain so many, it gets very expensive for us. So this this is the way I check my stuff. I check into the teams. I always keep up on the news. And if it's a project you really like, follow them on their social medias. That way you get everything right away. But this is the other project. I'll go probably into a little bit deeper, like an actual video on this one. I'll try to make one next week for Solana. And then we'll even go into a little bit more depth on this one. So we'll come out with 2 for these. This one, let me see. Get this. Yeah, this is right on Binance US. So you can get this one. This one's easy to get to if you have a Binance account. Um, it's not on Coinbase yet, I don't think, but you can definitely get this one on Binance. So this one's an easy one to grab. And then Binance has their own wallet if you want to do that, or like I said, grab a ledger, and that way you'll be able to follow us along. If you do decide to buy what's called like this ledger, not go on Amazon and buy that. Anytime you're going to buy these wallets, your hardware wallets, a few of them when you look them up, there's one called like Treasure. Buy them from the actual site. That's super important. Do not go to Amazon. They end up putting, somebody could open that package up. So the way the seeds work are, you'll basically get a like postcard, and it's going to have, like when Ledger does it, it has 24 different random words that they give you, and they'll number them 1 to 24, and you write it down 1 to 24. And when you go to access your Ledger the very first time, they make you confirm it in order. That way they know you have the right seed, and then that puts it into play. Well, from what I was reading, like even back in 17, which you know they can do it now, was they would take the covers off of them, the guys on like Amazon, write, copy your seed, put it back together, reseal it, mail it to you. And then who knows, down the road, all they got to do is check your wallet address because they already have it. They know your seed, and they can empty your account out. So make sure you're going to like Ledger's actual site or Treasure's. Like, don't play with Amazon or any Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace when it comes to your money. You want it from the actual store. That is super, super important. Like I said, you can have all the money in the world and all the tokens in the world. They're no good if somebody can just walk in and take it. So make that part tough for them. All right. Like, we'll let you know any updates that are coming when it comes to that kind of stuff. The security is going to be the most important thing. As you see, I mean, these tokens and websites, they pay people to try to hack it just to make sure their security is tight. So just protect yourself. We'll make a video on that, like I said, and that's pretty much it on this part. Got anything else, Jonah? Yep.
Yeah, so I just wanted to add 2 coins. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna call them this, right? I'm gonna call it this: 2 steals of the week, right? 2 steals of the week, right? Number one is Dogecoin. It's like, no, I'm not playing, not Dogecoin. Truebit, right? Truebit. If you could pull up Truebit for me, this is a great project we've talked about in the past. The code for it is TRU, True. But if you guys want to take a screenshot or write it down, this is a steal of a week, guys. I'm telling you guys, this project is going to be huge. Maximum supply is only 279 million. That's very, very low. If you look at all these different coins, they're in the billions, trillions, and even quadrillions. This is a project that's going to be really big on taking out the fees, lessening the fees on the Ethereum blockchain. If you guys really know and been in this market with Ethereum projects and Ethereum networks and everything like that, you guys will understand how high these fees can get. I mean, on that last dump, it was huge, right? It was huge. It was very, very expensive to even get a coin. It was only really worth it to get, $1,000 worth of coins if you if you were looking into something like this, right? But Truebit, the fees are low right now. If you could show them real quick, just pull your cursor over to show them where the fee or where you can see where the gas fees are. Where up top, where he's pointing at right now with his cursor, guys, Ethereum gas. The lower the number is, the lower the fee will be, right? And if you don't know, go to our YouTube channel. I'll drop the YouTube channel if you're in any of the group chats or any of the chats. However, you got this link, I'll drop our channel in there. just so you guys can see the recording to this and the recordings that we did previously talking about gas fees and talking about an exchange that we talked about before where you can actually get these coins. So TrueBit is one of the steals for the week, and the second steal of the week is Polka Cover. Right, we've talked about this before. This is another great project. CVR is the ticker for this project, and basically it only has 137 million supply, right? And that's very, very low. I think only about a quarter of it has been obtained. It's very, I think, I personally see long term that this project is going to be huge. It's already been up to about $1.70, $1.80. Oh no, it hit $2. My bad. $2, right? The highest was $2. So from where it is right now at 18 cents, that is, that's almost another 10x, 20x right there, right? So with that understanding, guys, this project is really going to focus on putting insurance on your cryptos. We just talked about the hacking. We just talked about, securing your cryptocurrencies in this market because there's a lot of shady stuff going on out there, right? This is going to come into play and put insurance on your cryptocurrencies to where if something were to happen on these cryptocurrencies, you're good, right? I mean, even going deeper into it, just real quick, just gonna briefly touch back on it. There is gonna be less middleman fees. So let's just say you get car insurance, you get health insurance, you get dental insurance. There's middleman fees. It's gonna be middleman fees. That basically aren't going to be as much as these middleman fees, meaning extra money on your insurance. Whereas, with this, there aren't going to be much middleman fees, which is going to lessen the price on it, on any, insurance that you get on your cryptos. But those were the two steals of the week. If